this issue of migration that this Parliament must give leadership to. This Parliament must address this issue in a way that brings us all together, to work together. The measure of Africa's development will not only be the ease with which Africans can move across borders, it will also be the extent to which every African country offers all its citizens sufficient opportunity, dignity, and hope. As the honorable members of this Parliament and the collective leadership of this continent, we have a responsibility to build a better Africa. It cannot and should not be the responsibility of the heads of state or certain countries only. It must be a collective responsibility, and all of us who are seated here are leaders, and that is why we were elected and chosen to come and represent our peoples of Africa. We have a responsibility to build a continent that is at peace with itself, where conflicts are resolved through dialogue and diplomacy, rather than through the barrel of a gun. It is a continent that produces everything that it needs. This is what this continent must be.
Kwa hizo tinofanira kuramba munhu anoda kuuya kuzotipatanisa isu. We are saying no to protest calls. Anouya achikuudza kuti toda kuprotesta iwe enda kubasa. Womudzidzisa, womuparidzira soko rekuti president vari kugona tarisa mabasa avari kuita. Ini zvauri kuita handisi kuzozviita izvozvo. Mururume muritso Harare. Ini ndiri kuenda kubasa kwangu.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rumbi and Sensat. I know it's a beautiful Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well. It's an honor to have you around this morning. I just want to say to y'all, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment responsibly as we move along. I think I definitely share the same sentiments with Ramaphosa. There's no need for us to continue fighting. We need a dialogue. This message is definitely for Mnangagwa, because we all know that they've tried to speak to him, to say things aren't looking great in the country. Please make peace. But he's arrogant and adamant. He thinks that he can continue with violence. Let's see how this is going to end. Because now what we heard is that he's planning for genocide on the 31st of July. But y'all, don't be moved. Focus on the ball. They normally like to use the term Ziso Pomeroy on social media. Eyes on the ball. What you need to understand is that the generals, I think the retired generals that have been sending messages, I think for the past 3, 4, 6 months, they're also going to be leading the whole protest. So Chilai is bigger than you can ever imagine. I know some of you have been asking for the intricacies of what is going to be happening. Unfortunately, you're dealing with criminals, so you need to play the game smart. So you don't have all the details, but all you need to understand is that on the 31st of July, if some will stay away if you don't want to be on the street. Those that will be on the street will be on the street. Zimbabwe is our country. Remember protesting, it is actually our constitutional right. As long as you are protesting peacefully, there won't be no challenge. The problem is when you start violence, but we know Mnangagwa is the architect of violence. And I'm afraid that he may be the one that is busy preparing to cause chaos. They can now blame on those that may be protesting peacefully. But do not worry. Kudatagbere don't have your answers. These guys are the architectures of your misery. So don't listen to criminals. Focus on the ball. I also have bad news for those that think that Chamisa has got answers right now. Chamisa is a phenomenal guy in his own way. But let me make this very clear. He doesn't have the guns. The people that Mnangagwa is working with, these criminals, are heavily armed. So who can confront them? You know very well. How did Mnangagwa come into that sport in 2017? The way he came into that sport is exactly how he's going to be driven out. So please, when I see this kind of headlines that are being dropped by the Standard Zim, let me read out for you. Take a look at that. Nelson Chamisa's reluctance to publicly back the Sungano Ravano movement against Cap 3 is the opposition's biggest stumbling block, and that Chamisa faces a defining choice between self-preservation and joining a broader coalition. Wow, that is actually a very dangerous statement that I just heard right now. Zimbabweans, I said it last time and I repeat, there is no Messiah who is going to free you. You are the Messiah you have been waiting for. So don't let anyone deceive you. Chamisa has the numbers. I don't know if he still have the numbers. Would he continue to have the numbers? But the reality is that let those who have what it takes to confront nonsense, confront it and put a stop to chaos in our country. By the way, no one is being forced to protest, okay? No one. If you want to protest, go ahead. If you want to stay away, stay away. And again, no one has the right to stop others from protesting, okay? I've seen some people, there's ZANU-PF, Mnangagwa's people around social media, just say, no, there's no need for you guys to protest. Things are working in the country. If it's working for them, fair play, they can stay at home. But for those that know that things are not looking great, they should be on the street. Anyway, very important for me to read that strong message that was written by Reason Wafawarwa. Reason is very much close to where information is. That much I know. Let me read for you very quickly. President Mnangagwa is determined to carry out a genocide on the 31st of July. He is preparing killers to do his bidding. He is piling weapons not against an external threat, but against the people of Zimbabwe. Let me be abundantly clear from where I stand. This is one misadventure too many. This is one brutality that will not be allowed to happen. We are not afraid of death. We are not scared of bullets. But our guns and our bullets will defend the people they are procured to defend. We've done our homework and we know where we stand. We have the capacity to break into prisons and free every inmate across Zimbabwe, if only to show the invincibility of people's power. But we are coming in peace. Do not push us into confrontation. History is defining terms will happen in 4 days' time. Yes, Lord. I'm excited, y'all. Anything that has to do with freedom, I'm in. Mnangagwa needs to understand that he's not the alpha and omega of Zimbabwe and that he is just a caretaker. He doesn't own the country, and whatever plans he has as far as the kingdom is concerned will not see the light of day. This isn't a threat, it is a promise. Okay, my condolences to those that have lost their lives. I think the 4 leaders of Highlanders. Honestly, I'm sending you my love and light and pray that the Holy Spirit comfort you and your families. But I also wanted to say this. First thing, we need to fix our roads. It is so important. Zimbabwe is broken. The second thing I need to highlight as well is that these cars that you are receiving, guys, come at a cost. Nothing's for free in this world. Do not be deceived. If you really look at what Mnangagwa is doing, it is abnormal. That alone should send a signal that receiving cars from these criminals, it is not just a gift. Some of these cars are spiritually sacrificed. So be warned. Don't say we did not tell you. And I really suggest many people who received cars don't drive them. You don't know what you're doing, do you? Do you know the people that you are dealing with? These gangs are after Highlanders as a club. For your own information, without Mnangagwa being stopped in Zim, they will take over Highlanders. That's how criminals operate. They want to own everything that you see in Zimbabwe. So do not be deceived. Take a listen.
So, I want to share with you some thoughts. Then I'll sit down. The guys in media, I want you to write this statement, please. I want you to write this. In Zimbabwe, you guys in media, please stop glorifying tenderpreneurs. They are not entrepreneurs, they are tenderpreneurs. Stop glorifying people whose source of income we don't know. And stop celebrating people whose vehicles you don't know where the money came from. And stop glorifying people who are busy showing you videos of vehicles, houses, whose sources you don't know. We don't build an economy through entertaining people with things we don't even know where they were obtained from, putting unnecessary pressure on people who are not serious. So, what we need in Zim are genuine, authentic, traceable entrepreneurs. Starting small, they are able to tell us the steps they took to where they are. To be honest, and with all due respect, I have no respect for people who pray for money. Hello? Why? Because entrepreneurship is an art, and that's the art that allows you to master the principles that will give you money. Meaning money is a byproduct and should never be a pursuit. When you do things right, money is a natural consequence. When you follow the right principles, money becomes a natural consequence. Meaning for years, many people have been pursuing money, and trust me, you've been pursuing the wrong thing. Because once you come up with WhatsApp and 1 billion people or more are using it, Facebook is going to see the value, they'll give you 19 billion. Once you come up with something very nice, Coca-Cola saw it in Kobe Bryant, and they'd part with about 200 million just for a product. So, what do we need in Zimbabwe? Ladies and gentlemen, we need more things like this, more conferences like this. Why? Because why many businesses are not going to last? Because we're not being exposed to the right material.
Well, it can begin today, but the problem is that if you close all avenues of legitimate expression, you open alternative avenues. The retired army generals, retired civil servants through Air Vice Marshal Mchina, and many other organizations have called for public expression in terms of Section 59 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe. That is coming. That is coming. And when I say that they are not learning from 2017, they must know what 2017 represented, an unlawful expression of public dissent, but this time by members and men and women in uniform. That is the soft landing we are trying to create to avoid such a situation. They can't continue hell-bent on madness. They can't continue to be sadomasochist and to lead Zimbabwe to this suicidal path, a point of no return, a point in respect of which no one is in control, a theater of the macabre, as we called it in our statement.
I remember Ali wrote that tweet as well. You can't continue being played, Zimbabweans. CAA 3 is for Emerson. But here's the deal. Emerson has gotten away with a lot in Zim. We're going to look at that information very quickly, shortly. Stick around. Mnangagwa and his gangs are simply playing Zimbabweans over and over and over. Do you know what Chiwenga said? He said, slogan ya msangano inogona kuraska futi. Nyika yevakwe nemuromo. Just a straightforward statement. And anyway, Mugabe destroyed his ZANU-PF. Mnangagwa buried it. So there is no ZANU-PF at all. So this slogan of Sebambirene ZANU-PF is going to evaporate just like that. Because Zimbabwe comes first before any political party or any politicians. We can't continue losing our country under the guise of politics. No, our eyes are wide open. And you know what? We are not afraid. Because let me tell you, my skin is so thick that even the bullet won't penetrate. So we mean business here. We mean business. I was laughing with some of my buddies. I'm like, if you think you can unleash your gangs against us in the foreign land, dude, in this country, we are allowed to defend ourselves. So brothers and sisters, don't play dirty games because you'll be shocked. You will be shocked. Anyway, Mnangagwa doesn't know that he's heavily surrounded. Let me read this message. Stern warning again from Reason Wafaroa. He said to Mnangagwa, let me make this very clear, abundantly clear. July 31st is unstoppable. I saw Bekim Pilombezi in leg irons struggling to work. He is being treated as a dangerous criminal. Not even one of our founding nationalists was brought to court in leg irons by Ian Smith. When I saw Bekim Pilo, I saw victory on July 31st. I saw Mnangagwa's face behind the brutality. I saw a falling dictatorship and a rising people. Mbedzi is accused of inciting people. Yes, he's inciting people, not exactly through the video post where his crime is holding a placard reading "No to 2030" and calling on peaceful mass action on July 31st. That only incited the wrath and anger of President Mnangagwa and those lapdogs employed to get angry on his behalf. It incited police officers that by day are guarding those gathering to celebrate the signing of Cap 3 into law, and by night are hunting down those that gather to defend the Zimbabwean constitution. Bedzi is inciting Zimbabweans by those leg irons. Those that put leg irons on his ankles are inciting a nation into a raucous uprising on July 31st. Let me make this very clear. The Million March in defense of the Constitution is happening. No amount of police arrest, torture, remand, imprisonment, or intimidation is going to stop a movement whose time has come. We are marching to defend the dignity of Zimbabweans, to defend our liberation legacy, to defend the one man, one vote, to defend the 2013 Constitution, to defend the law, to defend the country, and to defend ourselves. This is a march to secure the future of those yet to be born. To the police, here is a clear message. You have a choice between the Constitution and tyranny. Those careful with words would say history will judge you. Let me make it clear. History will judge you by what the people will do on July 31st, not by what you do. If you are in doubt, search French Revolution. We're capable of ensuring public safety of citizens, including public safety against police brutality, our own version of the Public Safety Committee. President Mnangagwa, the next 9 days are very important. Let me be very clear. Do not confront righteous anger with police brutality. Do not try to stop the country from expressing its collective will by abuse of state machinery. If you choose to do, remember to say farewell to CAA 3. It simply will not work, not in 2026. The people are taking the command of the heart, and there's no general to arrest. As you have rightfully been advised by your own intelligence, as we have come to be aware. So Mnangagwa knows that if you play dirty games, there'll be heavy price to pay. Let those that have capacity to confront him. We're not just playing games, we mean business. Zimbabwe will never be anyone's kingdom. Emmerson Mnangagwa does not have the answers. He doesn't have the solution that we need. With that being said, we expect him to vacate very quickly and leave, and then go home and play with his grandchildren. No more jokes. 31st of July, it is. No message that we ever come, we are freeing ourselves. Zimbabwe is the land of our forefathers. It can never be Mnangagwa's kingdom. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'll be here in full force as we're heading towards the freedom of our people. God bless you and God bless Zimbabwe. I love you all. Bye for now.